Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode, episode 131. With the Giro behind us, the Tour ahead of us shortly. We have national championships, but we also have the Tour de Suisse. In the meantime, right now is the Tour de Suisse. Stage 1 is a team time trial, and my goal was to ride out at either an 88 or 89, and we've gone a little too hot with that one. Jurcevic is the one guy, though, that I want to push harder because Jurcevic is the one who is the weakest time trialist in the bunch. I want him to get one hardcore turn, super short, and then go to the back, and then we'll leave him there for the remainder. At an 89, we are burning up that red bar just a little bit, but the back end is recovering, so we are just about maintaining what we need. Jurcevic, you're done. You're done. Just getting near the front eats into his red bar immediately. And so let's see. Petrov is okay. Yes. Okay, I got two guys that are going a little too deep, so let's bump that down to an 88 then. This hilly section is it's not flat, so that's doing a little bit of damage to the team. Okay, nobody's behind our Butas, but he and Ribovas are struggling through here. And there goes Jurcevic. Shoot. Almost making it to the top on this thing, going super deep. But we're going to have to back off for a little bit because we do need to have some guys at the top. We have, wait, do we have 5 left? No, that is 4. That is 4. So we need somebody to make contact here. We'll have to go 85, and then this back group of 3. Jurcevic, Ribovas, and Arbutas. Alright, this is our focus group for the moment. They need to push at an 86. They need to recover to get back up there to that group. And then I only need 1 to continue, but having 3 guys drop off at the same time on the only climb of the day is devastating because it's going to put our time at them instead of at the front group. And the front group is still riding away. They're going to have to back off quite a bit more for these guys to catch up to them. Which hurts because I only need 1 of these guys to regain contact. But it looks like they can, the 3 of them, push a lot harder now. So let's get back to that 89. It is on the flat. In fact, let's go 90. All they have to do is get on and then grab onto the rear end and stay. Let the other guys drive on. Okay, they're getting back up there. Getting back up there. But will they even make it before the finish line? Our Butas is falling off. Now look what it is. It's our 1 weak time trialist and 2 guys on a really poor negative race day condition. Time still running. That's going to leave us 10th place. We would have been probably right at the top. I mean, that was a good 40 seconds that we lost, if not more. Not a terrible time, but if just 1 of Ribovas and Arbutas had a negative race day condition, we would have been fine because we would have had 5 guys left in the group and we would have won this team time trial comfortably. But having not 1, not 2, but 3 riders fall off at the same time really hurt because the other guys that were 45 seconds ahead of them would have been a lot further ahead of them had we a 6th rider in that group and not had to slow down, trying to wait for those 5 to catch up, which they couldn't. I've pushed forward straight to stage number 5. There was 2 punchy stages. They weren't that punchy, but when you quick sim a punchy stage, it still gives you a punchy type outcome. And from that, as we get started here, and definitely need to start upping the tempo to make sure we stay near the front. Petrov and Kilometer are the only 2 riders left on that original time loss that we had. Now, compared to other riders, they've made gains from not losing time, and that has placed them both inside the top 20. The only other remaining rider who's still in contention, though has lost some time, is Martin Guerrero. We have 3 mountain stages still to go, including this one, and then we have 1 sprint stage remaining to wrap this race up. You can see that Jurcevic, Narbutas, Ribovas all struggling. Gonzalez Albiol is struggling. really bad race day condition draw. Really bad. From the expected, I believe the net as a team is a -7, which means we're averaging a negative draw per rider, a -1 draw for each and every rider compared to what they should have had for this race. Also, surprisingly, as it is, all these guys that were at the Giro, which has now ended about 10 days ago, give or take, a day or so, all those guys that never had that fitness peak should be on it by now. They're still not. I've got 3 or 4 guys that are all hovering around, what do you call it? Hovering around 95%, give or take, on their, holy crap, words, on their progress towards their fitness peak, which, triggers at 100. Gonzalez Albiol and Riabovis, unfortunately, both getting dropped right near the top as we were going over. It looks like Gonzalez Albiol. These guys will likely regain contact. 23 riders here. Riabovis is actually in this group now as well, just at the very, very tail end of it. Gonzalez Albiol has made his way back to the front. Let's get him on the task of protecting Karaman, and Petrov with -2. Let's go ahead and protect Martin Guerrero instead. Karaman where we want him to be. Gonzalez Albiol is much further behind than where we would want him to be, but that was the hardest climb of the day. The easiest climb of the day also done. This, our medium climb, and you can see it hovers in between actually being a climb and just being 3 or 4% a lot of the way. So we'll see how this final climb goes. We have, let's see, that's kilometer 151. It's about 20k though, so it might not be very intense, but it is a 20-kilometer climb. So Riabovis is currently 1 minute behind. I'm guessing that is much less than that. Yeah, they are nearly on the back end of this thing, but I don't necessarily want him to come back in right now and bring these other guys with him, but none of them look to be threats themselves. So Riabovis, if he gets back, can contribute, but those guys not push it too hard. 66 left in the Peloton. We still have a breakaway, but a lot of the riders are just off the front, and we are getting this final climb underway. Grumman, who went backwards a little bit, that little uphill swing, he very quickly went back forward again, and we have the attack of Evenepoel, Vingegaard, and Bokonoge. It's a strong group, but it's also 17 kilometers out. You can see Gonzalez Albiol is already done. Petrov, what we're going to do here is this. I want Petrov to get involved in the chase. No, Warburton, okay. You know what? If you're going to chase. Let Warburton do the chasing. That's good to see that somebody else has picked up that mantle. Gonzalez Albiol, go ahead and try to protect Petrov.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
Wait, didn't I have this set that Petrov was supposed to be protecting Karaman and Martin Guerrero was free? Riabovis has made it back to the tail end of the group, but he's too far behind to actually have any impact as the group actually splits right down the middle. 51 riders now. 2 riders off front. Attack. Vingegaard has attacked, but again, we're 13k out, so it's still not yet time to have a go. I think we could easily catch those guys if they're going solo. Now, if it was a large group, that would be a very different matter. Starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Rodriguez has been caught. Bokonoge and Vingegaard are clear. It's both of them. And then the final breakaway rider. And it's at 10k to go. Petrov, we are going to gel up. You're not going to last a whole lot longer. When I think when Petrov is done, I'm going to use Martin Guerrero then to lead out Karaman as a setup, or at least that's what I'm thinking right now. At the front, Panico, Steinhauser, Evenepoel, Simmons. Looks like he's about to have a go, or they're just coming forward. Either way, I think we're really close to this being the time. 7.5k to go, and profile the rest of the way. Yes, this is the biggest climbing section. So this is the time to have a go. All right, Guerrero, give me... Oh, come on. I click right here. Right here. That's nowhere near his line. Guerrero's going to be spinning his wheels for a moment. Why don't we have him? Hopefully he still has some speed. No, he's at 0 kilometers an hour too. We're at 4. Oh, this game can be cruel sometimes. I know I was, you know, up here towards the upper corner of it, but we were nowhere near that line.
Somebody's taking a tumble in the main bunch. Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Okay, 6K to go. Those guys up front do have a little bit of a gap that's going to have to be caught. But this is that hardest sector. Let's go full gas with Martin Guerrero now. Try to get to the front. Group's down to 22. Petrov has been dropped. With him, Kudus, Mark Hershey out the back. Joaquin Rodriguez. Is that Joaquin? Just Rodriguez anyway. 4K to go. Down to 21, and we're going to speed up. It's time to push. Pushing for the finish. Martin Guerrero giving that lead out. 3K to go. And we're down to 16. The front, seen as a group of 4, includes Carlos Rodriguez. He must be the overall leader of the race at the moment. Or at least one of those guys is. 2K to go.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Karaman on the attack. Going clear. He's going to run out just before the finish line. It's not going to be his win. It's Vingegaard's. And we should have 3rd, but no, it's going to be 4th. It's going to be 4th place. Karaman running out of energy a little bit before the finish. That sprint took a little more out of him. Went a little faster than I expected it to go. But that is a 11th place for Martin Guerrero. It's going to help his position as well. This is going to move Karaman well up the order. Unfortunate he couldn't grab a few bonus seconds to go with it, but definitely making some progress up the order. And the new standings has Karaman into 5th position. Martin Guerrero up to 12th. Looking pretty good here with a couple stages to go, and not the strongest field we've certainly gone up against, and I think that's because a lot of the strongest riders are resting with the Tour de France coming up. But I have opted for a not exclusive but a largely sprint field for that one. I've got about 6 guys that are going to be members of our sprint team, whether it's lead out or actual sprinters, and that's going to be our focus. Even though the objective is to win first, all it takes is 4th place and below to fail completely. And the only rider we have that's capable of getting in the top 3 is Karaman, and you can see how hard that was to do just in the Giro when it was our objective. And knowing that he still has not triggered his fitness peak, knowing that his fatigue has only fallen to about 25%, and he is only at 91% fitness, and that he's at 96 and he's about to trigger that, and that's going to only last like the first week of the tour, and then he's going to redline, and he would have a terrible time at the Tour de France fitness-wise. So it's a non-starter for me, and if he's not going to finish 3rd or above, it's a total fail anyway. So what we're going to do is that same team that went for the Giro and pulled off the podium, they're going to go for La Vuelta. So we'll go for the 2 minor Grand Tours, and then meanwhile just get whatever maximum points we can get in the sprint classification, and see if we can win some stages in the Tour de France to earn some points that way. Because the GC thing and going for 3 of those, we're not strong enough for that. All right, folks, here is the plan for what is coming up in the near future. Besides the tour, which I just talked about, we will get started on that one actually fairly soon. we're going to have one more episode here of the Tour de Suisse. If I have any extra time in that one, I will get a national championship of some kind. But otherwise, actually, this time around this year, for the sake of time, when we're only a month away from the release of PCM22, the national championships, we've been there, we've done that, we've seen it. I know for some of you that is absolutely your favorite time, but it's a rinse and repeat for us. It's something we've done a lot of. Therefore, I am going to totally blow past that, and we are going to get straight to the Tour de France and our goal of a green jersey. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.